Okay, in this lesson, we're going to go through the Workday formula. So what is the Workday formula? The Workday formula is used to find the nearest working day in the past or future when you reference a particular date. You can offset the number of workdays you would like to return as the result. You can use the Workday function to calculate things like due dates, shipment and delivery dates, and working day deadlines, all of which take into consideration that there will be holidays and weekends that need to be considered in the timeline. So sometimes you want to know, the number of dates, actual days, including weekends within a date range. Let's say January 1st, 2019 through January 31st, would be 31 days. But obviously there's weekends and potential holidays in between that. And if you want to calculate the number of actual workdays, this is the formula that you want to use to exclude holidays and weekends. So let's take a look below here on screen at the formula. So the formula syntax actually has three components. There's the start date, which represents the date upon which you want to start the formula and start the counter. And then there's the days, which is the number of non-weekend and non-holiday days before or after the start date. This is either a positive number, which would represent the future, and you could also use a negative number, which would represent the past. Then there's an optional field in the syntax for holidays, and holidays is a list of dates that should be considered to be non-work days in the formula, which you can input. Things would include statutory or federal holidays. You can also list the dates in the formula, or alternatively, you can highlight a range of cells within the formula where you have listed out the holidays. So as you can see on the screen here, this is what the formula looks like. We've got workday, open parentheses, start date, and then days, and then holidays, and then closed parentheses. Again, holidays is an optional field. If you look down here, we've got an example. So in the table, I'm showing how one would apply the Workday formula. The start date is, in this case, the original date column. January 1st, 1999 is the start date that we were using. And then if you wanted to add 28 workdays to the formula, it would then tell us what the end date would be. And in this case, we're using the end date to be an unknown. And really what our formula is going to try to capture here is just the start date and the days that we want to add. In this case, we're adding 28 days to January 1st, 1999, and we want the formula to tell us what is the end day after adding 28 work days. So again, if we were to use a regular formula, let's say to calculate how many actual days are subsequent to January 1st, 1999 when we add 28 days, well, that would be January 29th, 1998. But if we want to add 28 work days, then in this case, in this formula, what it's telling us is 28 work days later would actually be on February 10th, 1998. So again, a great formula to just help you calculate. And instead of doing something like that manually and pulling up a calendar, this is the formula that you'll want to use. On screen here, we have an example. So let's go through it in detail. The following example shows how the function can be used to calculate the delivery date of a shipment based upon the initial order date, the days required for shipping, and the holidays in between. In this example, the first shipment is on February 2nd, 1998, and it is shipped 2 days later and expected to arrive on February 4th, 1998. There are no holidays in between February 2nd and February 4th, 1998, which would have extended the delivery date if there were. The second order is on December 15th, 1998, and there are 28 days before it is shipped. Additionally, there is one holiday on January 1st, 1999, along with weekends, which extend the delivery date to January 26th, 1999. And so when we do have holidays and we have weekends, it's going to extend the delivery date in our example. So if you look at the table on screen here, you can see the order date, February 2nd, 1998. The shipping days is 2, and so the delivery date is going to be February 4th, 1998. There's no delays, there's no weekends or holidays in between. But in the second example, December 15th was the order date. The number of days it's going to take to ship is 28. It actually extends out to a delivery date of January 26th, 1999, and it's pushed out beyond 28 actual days, just because there are work days and there are also holidays, statutory holidays, and weekends between that date interval. And so, as you can see in this formula, we actually inputted that optional field in statutory holidays in the second example here. We used in our table, we put in a bank holiday, May 1st, 1998. We put in Christmas, December 25th, 1998. And we put in the New Year's Day for January 1st, 1997, 1998, and 1999. In this case, the only one that actually gets considered is New Year's for January 1, 1999 would be considered. January 1, 1998 and 1997 are not relevant in this case. But you also have December 25th as being relevant because that's within the order date and the shipment period. And May 1, 1998 is not relevant because that's outside of the shipment period. So the fact that we have 2 holiday dates here are going to push out the delivery date to January 26th. Let's see what happens if we remove December 25th, 1998 from the holidays here. We'd expect the shipment date to change, and it actually does. The shipment date actually changes by 1 date if we remove Christmas as a holiday and keep shipping days as 28. And the reason for that, again, is because in our current formula, we're considering December 25th to be a holiday, but if we consider it to be a workday by removing the holiday, then it ships a day earlier. Similarly, if we remove December 25th and we remove January 1st, 1999, it'll actually push to January 22nd, 1999. And the reason for that is it didn't just jump 1 day, it jumped another couple days because there was a weekend. And so if you were to pull open a calendar, you'd be able to see the impact of that. Hey guys, thanks for watching this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe from you. And if you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel, check out these videos above. And don't forget to check out our website, commercecurve.com, where we have lots of in-depth finance and accounting courses available with full training workbooks. All of our courses come with complete workbooks of lessons, examples, pre-built financial models, and training video. Hope to see you there.